What's up, guys? We're going to be checking out the recent CHIPPY price action and talking about why this is the #1 play so far this cycle. And then near the end of the video, I'll be sharing some massive news with you guys that could cause the next huge pump for CHIPPY. So make sure you stick around till the end for that. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here we got CHIPPY, and just in the past day, we saw this massive pump. So let's see how exactly big this was from bottom to top. We're looking at 300% pump. So congratulations to all you Chads who bought this dip down here. You just made a 4x in one day. So that's insane. And this is just the beginning. I think we're going to be going way higher in the next week or two. So this is super interesting. Check this out. So if we take the Fibonacci levels here from bottom to top, you can see on this big dip we had, we went perfectly down to the 78.6. I talked about the 61.8. That's our most common retracement level, but sometimes it'll go even lower down to the 78.6, and that's what we saw here. It perfectly touched that and bounced massively off of that. So, and yeah, with these microcap coins, it's going to be more common to actually see retracements down to the 78.6 because they pump insanely hard and they also dump harder. They're just more volatile. So yeah, perfect bounce there. And then now if we take the fib level here off this recent pump from bottom to top, we can see that right now we're hitting one of these levels here, the 38.2, which is a very common place to bounce, especially on a bullish uptrend like we're seeing right now. So this doesn't guarantee that we're going to see the uptrend. It could still go lower, but basically this just tells us that we should see some sort of bounce here, which we are seeing that, or we may have already seen it. It might be about to roll back over and go lower. We'll see. So yeah, that's interesting, but you know, if this does dump lower, it could potentially dump all the way back down to where we were yesterday here at 5, which in my opinion, that would be great. That's just a great buying opportunity. You know, if you're looking at this like a pump and dump, then of course dumps are terrifying, but this is definitely not a pump and dump. This is going to be one of my more longer term holds. I think this is going to continue pumping all the way into next year. So any big dip is just a great buying opportunity, and so it would actually be great if we dumped back down here so we could accumulate more. All right, so let's talk about why this is one of my longer term plays and why I'm so bullish on CHIPPY. And the #1 reason why I became incredibly bullish on CHIPPY is when I found out who's behind it. So CHIPPY has a massive influencer behind it named That Martini Guy. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter and YouTube, and he's connected to pretty much every other major influencer, connected to all the exchanges, everything. So he has a lot of power and a huge network to market CHIPPY and just grow this thing massively. Also, you may have noticed that if you looked at the holders, you may have noticed that a lot of the supply is held by one person, like half the supply. So normally that would be pretty concerning because, you know, if one person holds half the supply, they can just dump on everybody. But the person who's holding that is That Martini Guy, the guy who's actually behind this project. And so once you realize that, it turns from a scary thing into actually a very good thing because he's holding like half the supply and we know he's not going to sell. And so that's why it's a great thing. And why is he not going to sell? Because he's already doxed himself. Everyone knows he's behind the project. He's this massive influencer, already super rich, multi-millionaire. And, you know, he's not going to sell and rug everyone and destroy his reputation just for some pocket change here. That's not going to happen. So the fact that he's holding half the supply is actually super good. And it actually basically means the market cap is cut in half from what we're seeing. So it says market cap's 11 million. So the actual market cap is more like 5 or 6 million. And so that's just going to help the price pump even more. Also, on these dips, like this big dip, he's actually been buying up these dips. You know, down here, he was buying up this dip, and he's the one who started off this huge 300% pump. So that should give you a lot of confidence. All right. So he's making sure that Chippy keeps seeing continued growth. He's not just going to let it die. Him and his team are actually going super hard right now, doing a lot of things that are going to push Chippy up massively. And so we're going to be getting to that here pretty soon. So stick around for that. But yeah, that's the number one reason why I'm insanely bullish on Chippy. I think it's the number one play so far this cycle. Definitely the most promising meme coin I've found in years. So let's see what's next. So I guess we can jump into some of the news. So like I said, he's connected to a lot of other huge influencers. So like, for example, here's the Twitter, almost up to 1,000 followers now. But here we go. Just a little bit ago, Chippy was being talked about by the Moon Carl and Da Vinci on the Moon Show, which this channel has like 600,000 subscribers. So a lot more people are starting to hear about this. And then also BitBoy Crypto, one of the biggest YouTubers in crypto, he just released a video where he's talking about Chippy. He actually ranks Chippy as his #1 meme coin in that video. So lots more people are starting to hear about this. So it could take off huge here very soon. So definitely would not sleep on this. And then also, they're going to be doing airdrops for Chippy holders. So there's going to be an airdrop coming up soon worth $500,000. So massive airdrop. And I've even heard that you could receive up to whatever the dollar value of your Chippy is. You could receive an airdrop worth up to 50% of the dollar value of your Chippy holding. So for example, if you're holding $1,000 worth of Chippy, you could receive an airdrop worth $500. So that's just free money. If you're holding $10,000 worth, you could get an airdrop worth $5,000. So that's actually insane. And there's going to be, I'm sure, a lot more airdrops coming. So that Martini guy and the team, they're working super hard, and they're going to be marketing this like crazy. This is only the beginning, and we're going to see this shooting up to $100 million market cap probably within weeks, maybe even within 1 week. So yeah, it's going to be huge. I think eventually we'll even get to a $1 billion market cap. And so this is one of my longer term plays. I think it's going to keep going up all the way into next year, and it's going to do insanely good this entire bull cycle. So yeah, we just saw this huge pump. Maybe we'll get a nice dip, and maybe it'll dip back down. We'll get an insanely good buying opportunity, or we may just continue heading straight up. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, make sure to like the video, subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and I'll see you guys soon.